Alrighty, we are live, I think. So hopefully this is working. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to see if anyone wants to join on our first live call. Hopefully this is working and not too glitchy. Let's just straighten that in a little bit. Okay. I think I'm live on both. That's funny. I can watch myself talking to everyone, but I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes. But to start, I will say I am Maddie Wiley. So a lot of you have already talked to me parents-wise, or you might have saw me yesterday do the deliveries. That was very fun and very exciting to do all the deliveries. We have 32 deliveries that we're doing. So that is super exciting. And then we have a couple to do curbside. A note with that, if you are wanting to do curbside pickup, or if you're signed up to do that, if you missed yesterday, I do have them still available for you to come grab. Just let me know if you need them. I have one package here. This was this week's packages. It came with tissue paper just because it was our first one. Very exciting. So we are going to dive in during this video just to what the contents are, what they will be weekly, and the different things like that. But just as an overview for the program is 7 weeks. So we started this Wednesday, so yesterday, and we will be going till near the end of August. So every Wednesday we will be doing the deliveries. Different volunteers will be doing those deliveries. And they'll really rely on those lawn signs being out to make sure that they have the correct house so they don't drop it off at your neighbor's. So if I didn't put up your lawn sign, I would just ask that you put up your lawn sign before next Wednesday. Other things to let you guys know is we will always be doing some sort of Facebook event on Thursdays at 1 o'clock. It will either be me doing a live video, but a couple weeks, for instance, I am off the first week of August. I will be posting a video that was pre-recorded. So, but still every Thursday at 1 o'clock we will be doing that. So I see a couple people are joining on. So hi Pat, I can see you are joining on with us. So if you're not able to watch this now, it will be posted later. So you might be watching this later, maybe Friday or Thursday night, and that is totally fine. Other things to know about our program, if your friends are not signed up, but they are now jealous that you're part of this really cool program, they can sign up. I would have to stop signups if we had an overwhelming amount of late signups, but I'm sure that we can accommodate more people as they join up. To do that, they can still use the normal link, but I ask that they email me as well, because our sign-up system doesn't let me know when people are signing up, so I just have to go check that, and I don't check it every day. So send me an email if you're wanting to sign up, and we'll get you all ready for the next upcoming delivery. Or if you have more kids in your house, you can sign them up as well. And if you have any questions about the week's packages or things like that, I will try to answer them on Thursdays, but always feel free to message me. That is totally fine. Other things to know about the program. What other things are there to know about the program? I'm not entirely sure. If you have questions, just let me know though. So we are going to dive into exploring this week's package. So this week's package came in a blue bag, cute little sticker, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to start with, our paper package. So at the first thing in the paper package, there's always going to be an overview of what is in the package. So this week it says there is a Meet the Volunteer sheet, our Bible story, a coloring contest, an activity, a craft, snacks and surprises, and then it reminds us about our virtual community, which is this right here. And then on the next page, it has more in-depth instructions. So it goes through our Bible story. It goes through exactly how to send your coloring. It goes over this week's activity, and it gives instructions on the craft. But usually there will be 2 sets of instructions with the craft, one on here and one in the craft bag itself. So this week in the package, you will have Meet Maddie. That's me. So each week you're going to meet a new volunteer. This week it's me, so you're going to see a lot of me. But this one says Maddie is the church's summer intern this year. So over this past 3 months, this June and then July and August, I work for the church here in Dundalk. And to do for that, I do all the VBS stuff. I do all the kids stuff on Sundays. I lead a Bible study, so you're going to see a lot of me just because I'm the one hired to do it all. So I hope you don't see too much of me. With the help of many fantastic volunteers, she organizes the VBS, so yes, we do that. And the volunteers here are really awesome. You'll get to meet some of them either doing the deliveries or in the volunteer sheets. I, of course, will be doing the Facebook Live event and videos. Sometimes we'll have extra friends come and join us, but for the most part, it will be me on Thursdays. And I am super excited to get to do this and to meet so many kids and different families. I've already met so many of you, and you all seem so lovely. And I hope that even though we can't meet in person, that I still get to know you and know bits about you and your family through our virtual community and stuff like that. We also have our Bible story. I'm going to read this just a little bit later, but our Bible story is on the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan is a story within the Bible in the New Testament, and it is a really good one that you might already be familiar with. So we will go through that in just a little while. And then our coloring page, this is it here. I haven't started on mine, but I'm definitely going to do this because I love coloring. And then just on the bottom, it has a reminder of where you can send it. So you can send it to me on Facebook, or you can email it to me. And each week, I'm going to pick a coloring contest winner. And so be sending your photos in for that. And then our activity this week was a really cool board game, kind of. So for this, what you would need is a dice. If you don't have a dice, there are instructions online about how you can make a paper dice, and that totally works as well. And then you'll need little chips to mark where you go, so you can use dimes or nickels, and then you can trace your way along the whole path. And it's a really cool way that we get to become more familiar with this story. So that was all the paper contents that were in our bag. What else was in here? Oh, you will have seen some other loose papers. This one right here says "You're invited," and that is just a little bit about our church, and it lets you know that we want you to come join us for church. It's a little hard right now because our numbers have to stay low, but we do have online church, so you can watch our services online. But when we get open again to full capacity, we would really love to meet you and to kind of explain what our church is and let you know more about our church family. So that is just some more information about that. And then this, you might have been a little confused because you already signed up for this program. Why did I give you more information about it? This is for your friends or for your neighbors. If you have someone who's not already a part of our VBS, you can give them this to let them know, and maybe they can sign up too. Again, just remind them that they do have to email me now, as well as go through the form online. Oh, goody goody. A very favorite part of our bags were snacks. You might not have got these snacks, you might have got other types of snacks, but snacks nonetheless. And then, ooh, what else do we have? Bubbles. Bubbles. I love me some bubbles. So your bubbles might not look like this. Only some of the bubbles were the long bubbles, but there was bubbles in all of your packages, even these really cute small bubbles. So be outside, enjoy the hot weather, blow some bubbles, send me some photos, and hopefully that's a lot of fun for you and your family. And then the last thing that's in my package is our craft. So I'm going to dive into doing our craft and kind of explaining it more if you haven't already done it. If you have already completed your craft, please send me photos. I want to see how creative you all are, see what you drew. But this week, our craft was called the Helping Hands book. And that ties in very nicely to our story. So, within your package, you would have got some paper. I have these colors, 3 sheets. And I have a hand that's already cut out. We put these in there just in case you didn't want to trace your own hands, or if you wanted just an easy one to start you off. And then I have some stickers in here. I have some cross stickers. They're just for fun. You can add them to either this craft or other crafts you have at home. And then we have our yarn. And I have it knotted together here. That was just to keep them from getting lost, but they don't need to be tied together. You need 2 separate strings for this. So, in our instructions, it says, draw around the hand provided on the extra 3 pieces of paper. So you will have 4 hand shapes. So, I'm just gonna, this is actually my hand. So now you know what my hand looks like. So I'm just gonna trace this hand instead of tracing my own hand because that would be the same. And I'm just gonna trace around it and then cut it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be your hand. You don't have to trace the paper hand. That's kind of just an example for you. So your hand, if you say are 6 years old, might be smaller than my hand, and that's okay. Or maybe it's bigger. Maybe I have small hands. I'm not really sure. So there we go. My hand is all drawn out, and then you can go through and cut it. For the sake of our video, I'm just gonna show you the rest of it with the hand that's already cut out. But then, either with a pen or with scissors or a hole punch, you're going to, in all of your hands, make 2 holes right here. I'll draw and show you exactly where. So you're gonna make 2 holes right there on your hand, and that is going to allow you to tie all of your hands together to make a book, because this is called the Helping Hands book. And then, when I have them all together, I only have 1 right now, but you're gonna put all 4 of your hands together. You go and you tie them together with a cute little bow, and then you're gonna have a book. And the point of this craft is to help to explain different ways that we can help people, because in our story this week, we see that this man helped another man. And we can also, it's also very important for us to help other people. So the title on mine, and it's going to say Helping Hands book. Helping Hands. And then later, I'm going to decorate this. I might even put nails on my hands. And then on your next hand, you're going to draw pictures of little things that you can do, or big things you can do to help those around you. So, I'm not an artist, but this is me. That's just a very quick drawing. This is me carrying groceries. My mom hates carrying groceries into the house. So I'm going to make sure that I make a specific effort to help her carrying groceries. And then you can think of a whole bunch of other things that you can do in your community, in your house, in your family, for a neighbor, and you can draw and write down exactly how you're going to help those in your area. And that is our Helping Hands book. So when you're all finished, you're going to have 4 hands tied together, and you can draw or write different ways in which you can help those in your community. Alright, now I'm going to put all my craft supplies away, and we're going to dive into this week's story. There it is. So here I'm going to read our story, and then I'm going to read the story summary and the gospel connection. The lawyer wanted to trick Jesus. He asked, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus answered with a story. A man traveled from Jerusalem to Jericho. He was robbed and beaten by bandits, so someone beat him up and took all of his stuff and left him very badly hurt. As he lay on the road, a priest walked right by. So did a Levite. A Levite, confusing word, but it is a type of people. It's a group of people. So another person walked by. But a Samaritan had pity. So he he stopped and he wanted to care for that man. He washed and bandaged the traveler's wounds and carried him to a nearby inn. Inn is a word we don't use all the time, but kind of like a motel. The Samaritan paid the innkeeper to care for the man. Which one of these wounded were the man's neighbor? Jesus asked. And the lawyer answered, the man who had pity. Right, said Jesus. Go and do the same. So in this story, we see that a man was hurt and beat up. And a whole bunch of people didn't really care, but then one man did, and he was a Samaritan man. That can be a confusing word, and it can mean a bunch of different things, but in this context, a Samaritan is a type of people, and his group of people and the man's group of people, they didn't get along. They had a lot of differences. And so the Samaritan man could have just ignored him and said, you're not my friend, I don't know you, so I'm going to leave you. But he didn't. He stopped and he helped the man. So our story summary says, Jesus tells us to love our neighbor, and this story shows us that our neighbor is even the people we are different from. So our neighbors that we're supposed to love are not just people who are very similar to us, are not just our family. It's everyone. And Jesus shows that in the story, it's even people that we usually don't get along with. So we're supposed to love everyone. In this story, the traveler and the Samaritan man were very different. Their groups didn't always get along with one another, but the traveler still helped the Samaritan man. Jesus told this story to remind us to love one another even if we are different. And the gospel connection this week is, in the story, the Good Samaritan, the traveler showed mercy to someone who was robbed and beaten, and even paid the price so he could stay and recover in the inn. Jesus showed mercy to all men, women, boys, and girls by paying the price with his own life so that we could love and know God as our Heavenly Father. If we really love Jesus, we will show mercy to others no matter who they are. So mercy can be a tricky word, but mercy is being nice to someone even if they don't deserve it. So even if they didn't do something to deserve it, we're still going to be nice to them and care for them and love them. And even in this story, we saw that the man even spent his own money to help the other man get better. So that's our story this week. I'm going to post a really cool YouTube video on our Facebook page that is a really good storytelling of this story. So it helps us to get an even better understanding of what the story is about. So what else do I have to talk about today? It's a very short video because we haven't started. I don't have any coloring pages to show you yet, but next week we will see who I picked for the coloring contest, and as well as what our other crafts are. Next week it's a very fun craft. It's a little tricky though, so if you don't get it, just wait till our Thursday video and then you can watch that and kind of understand how to do the craft a little bit better. Last thing for today is on our Facebook page, on this page, we are going to have an introduction little section. So I'm going to post a picture and it will say, share your introductions here. And because I haven't met you, but I really want to meet you, we're going to use that platform to share and get to know each other better. So take a picture of you and your family, or find a picture of you and your family, post it, and tell me a couple things about you. So for instance, I will share a picture of my family and me, and I will also tell you a couple cool things about me. So go check it out and share so that we can get to know each other. Even though we are not all gathering together in one space, we are meeting virtually, then we can still get to know one another. So I hope you have a good week. I hope you're enjoying your packages. We just packaged next week, so they're all ready to go out already, and we will deliver them sometime on Wednesday. If you have any questions or comments, just let me know. I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope this was a good introduction video to our program, and make sure that you are inviting others if they want to join. They can still sign up for our program. Thanks everyone. Have a good afternoon.